our time is close to coming. Follow me into the sky, let's hold our breath till we die. I just wish it was for something. Follow me, we can take this city on.
What's up, Hans family? Holy shit, it has been a minute since I have seen you. I know, I just needed a little break after Hansoween. It was pretty intense, but I am back with another tutorial for you guys because I missed the fuck out of you, so here I am. I didn't know where I was going with this look, just kind of an avant-garde melted metal lady. Thank you for the name. I didn't know what to name it. All product details will be listed down below as usual. And really quick before we get into it, I have started streaming on Twitch, so make sure to follow me there. I do gaming and I'll do body painting in real time, so check that shit out. And now let's get on to it. Here I am with my bare little face, happy to be filming another tutorial for you guys. I'm starting out with the NYX Special Effects Cream Color Paint. It's a little different than some cream paints that I've used. It's a little thicker, but that also gives it a really opaque application. I'm going in with the first application all over my face and body, very, very light, just to give myself kind of a little bit of a base, because towards the center of the face we are going to be adding silver, but the silver will pop much more if our skin is a little pale. Hello, bruise, Jesus. Just around the parts that I'm not going to be putting the silver, I wanted it to be stark-ass white, so I'm just layering that right on top. And again, since this paint is super thick, you don't really need to powder between layers too much because it just sticks to itself really well. Brought this down onto my neck just a little bit, adding more and more, and finally set it all with a color set powder, which is pretty much a zero color translucent powder just so it stays in place. With silver body paint, I am filling in that center portion. This is just from Fab, super metallic. It's just a water activated paint, so you just add water to it. Gets nice and creamy and deep like. I wanted to do it so it looked like the white was kind of broken over on top of the silver, so the silver was exposed underneath. And I'm showing you guys a new technique that I have not used on YouTube yet, but I have used it before in painting. I'm taking a plastic bag, and you just want to scrunchel that all up. I'm just using a sandwich bag that I ripped the top off of, and dipping that in paint because it gives a really cool texture. I'm doing it all over the metal portion and around the metal portion a little bit, with a little bit of white, some silver, some darker grays, and especially focusing on my chest. You can do this with saran wrap or a grocery store plastic bag, unless they don't do plastic bags anymore, which they shouldn't, but you know what I'm getting at. Continue adding some different shades of the silver all over. I kind of wanted to take inspiration from the little skull in the back of my background for the crackled appearance, because I had no idea what the fuck I was going to film when I sat down. In order for now the metal to look like it is underneath the white, I'm taking an angled brush and some dark gray shadow. This is Stealth by Makeup Geek, and going right up against that line of white and blending it up into the gray. This will just show that the white is casting a shadow downwards onto the metal because the metal is lower than the white. So anything that would be lower would have a shadow on top of it. I personally love using angled brushes for this so much because you can get right up against that line, which is obviously where the darkest part of the shadow would be, but you can also use it to lightly blend out the color into the silver. If you use a very light application with a brush, you can make pretty much anything work and pretty much anything blend out. Since that shadow right underneath the white needs to be super dark, I'm adding black. This is Sugarpill's Bulletproof because it is a extremely dark eyeshadow. Now that that's all done, gotta give the face a little bit of love. I'm using that same gray eyeshadow to contour out my little cheekbones and to bring the contour down along my mouth a little bit, just to slender it out as much as humanly possible, along with around my temples and onto my collarbones. This will just help the look not to be so flat. Not that it's so much about we're trying to really slender out our body, I guess. It's more so the fact that adding a little bit of shadow around these features will help to show that this paint is on top of a body instead of just being a flat canvas. That's what's so cool about body painting. We're not just painting on fucking paper, we're painting on our bodies, so we gotta bring that shit out. That line just wasn't dark enough for me, so I took a little bit of a smaller liner brush and darkened it up just a tad around the edges. And with more of that black eyeshadow, brought out the features of the face itself. Mixing a bit of Sugarpill's Grand Tiara with water. You could do this, it's a loose pigment, you could just put it on itself, but mixing it with water will make it like a paint pretty much. I'm adding dots all over the metal, and with a very bristly brush, I'm adding this all over my chest too. When I went into this look, I knew I wanted to do white and red. I think they're some of the most striking colors together, and whenever I feel an artist block, I like to go for colors that I feel, and then just kind of sit down and go with the colors and see where it takes me. So I'm using Smashbox's Always On Liquid Lipstick in the color Misconduct to cover my lips and overline them just a little bit. Further showing that I was just rolling with it, I brought down that Sugarpill Grand Tiara to add some drips. I did this more so from the parts of the cracks that went downwards, like obviously in this little V, I added one that came down, and I did them all at staggering heights, so it looked a little more realistic, because not all drips would be the exact same. Those would be popping off of our face, so those obviously too need to have a shadow right underneath them. Using this little tiny liner brush from NYX and a little bit of that black shadow again, going right under these, and especially under the little drop that hangs down at the bottom. They're already metallic, so they really don't need too much highlighting in on themselves, because as you move with the light will already do the highlighting for you. Couple final touches using some of the black body paint with that bristle brush we used earlier, just to further darken out some of these little shadows we got going on and add more texture, since this look is a lot about texture. My lips just, it needed something else, needed a little something. So I put a little bit of Bawse, which is also from Smashbox, right in the center to kind of give a little bit of an ombre, and brought that same Misconduct color we used earlier for some drips coming down one side of the mouth, because clearly just having metal drips was not enough for me. I kept the eyes super simple, just went for a very light winged liner. It mixed a lot with the silver body paint, so it didn't even really keep a stark black like I originally wanted, but it's all good. If you do decide to do this and you want it to be stark black, I would suggest using a gel liner so it won't really mix in. Pop on some lashes of your choice, a wig if you want to wear one. I popped on this white blonde one, it's probably one of my favorites, and some white contacts, and you are done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry it's been so long since my last tutorial, but don't worry, I'm back, I'm here, I just needed a little break. And make sure to watch me on Twitch, follow me there. You'll see me live and we can hang out and chat. It's a pretty good time. I'll leave all the info for it down below and stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already, too. And I just love the absolute fuck out of you guys, and I will see you later.